Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do as part of your workout is to warm up for 5 minutes. So get outside and go for a walk, or if you've got a treadmill, jump on a treadmill, or you can stand on the spot and march it out for 5 minutes and just have a little bit of a dance. The thing that you want to do for the first 5 minutes is something rhythmic. So you can get on a bike, you can walk, you can go for a jog. Anything that gets the heart rate up, get your muscles warmed up, get your joints lubricated, get you huffing and puffing a little bit at about 60% of your maximum heart rate. So you still want to be able to hold a conversation, and it needs to be rhythmic so that it's not stop, start, sudden. It just needs to be constant for 5 minutes. So do that first, and then we'll get into the mobility and activation. Okay, this is your warm-up for workout A. I'm going to do the whole lot down here. There's 4 exercises, and we're just going to run through them back to back. You only need to repeat them once for this workout. The thing that you'll repeat 3 times is the circuit that follows. Alright, so over here on the mat, we're going to lay down. And we're going to do the 7-way hips. So 1 foot bent, 1 foot out straight, foot flex, up for 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 kicks forward. 1, 2, 3. 3 kicks back. 1, 2. Keeping those hips stacked all the way through. 1, 2, 3. 3 circles. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 circles the other way. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to zigzag, which is all the way through, up and down. 1, 2, 3. And do that 3 times. And 3. Excellent. Move to the other side. Bottom foot bent, top foot straight, flex the foot, keeping the shoulders stacked over top of each other, hips stacked. 1, 2, 3. 3 kicks forward. 1, 2, 3. 3 kicks back. 1, 2, 3. 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. 3 back the other way. 1, 2, 3, and then the zigzag up. 1, again, and again, and that's just over my hips. All right, let's move on to the next exercise. We have side lying. Sorry, I should have got you lying down, but we'll go this side. Side lying thoracic rotations. So what I'd like you to do is place the bottom foot long, bottom leg long, top leg bent, and hold on for me around your thigh. Arm forward, push forward, open right up, and come back. We're doing this 5 times per side. Looking all the way over, trying to get that hand to touch the ground at the back, taking your head with it, watching your hand the whole way. I wasn't counting, so let's do one more. And back. All right, other side. You could just lay where you are and turn over if you wanted to. Sorry, bottom leg straight and top leg Sorry, you're holding on with the bottom hand, reaching out, opening up, watching your hand all the way over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we've got banded scapular retractions. So holding the band in 2 hands, we're going to do 12 of these. We're opening up nice and wide at shoulder height with our hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You can stay kneeling for this one. Put one hand out just to stabilize yourself, knees under hips, taking one hand up. We're doing the shoulder curls, 5 each side. Turn that hand and come down. I'll just duck down so you can see my hand. So it stays facing this way, then it flips and over. Up, over, last one. Why have I got my hand out here? Because, did you see a second ago I just dropped it? That'll tell you that you're rotating too much. So if you want to keep an eye on your rotation, making sure that you're not rotating through, that you're staying forward with your hips, with your traffic lights, your high beams out the front. You don't want those hips to move. And this is going to be an indication of whether you do or not, because if I rotate, that arm might go down, see it? So I want to see the arm out the front the whole time. 2, 3, trying to take the shoulder joint through the full range of motion. Nice and controlled without rotating the body to get there. And 5. All right, that is your warm-up. So now let's get into the muscular endurance circuit. Okay, so we're going to work through workout A in your app. What we're going to do first is 8 body weight squats. So let's take a look at that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your feet at hip width apart. You're going to come down into a squat where you can control your back. You don't want to sink under so that you get that little butt wink at the bottom, all right? And you don't want to be leaning over. So what you want to do is you want to find where you're comfortable, where you've got a nice straight back, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, all right? We're going to do 8 reps of these with 3-second holds. Eventually you want to be able to take yourself up to a 7-second hold. But for now we're just going to start with 3. All right, so let's go. We've got 1, 2, 3, and up. Again, 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Keeping those knees out. 1, 2, 3. Not allowing them to come in as you stand. 1, 2, 3, and up. Give me a couple more. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. And last one. 1, 2, 3, and up. All right, so that is your squat holds. You're going to be doing this circuit 2 or 3 times. I'm just filming one time through with you, and then you're going to repeat. All right, walk in and walk out. This is really good for stretching out the hamstrings, stabilizing the shoulders, and working the deep core muscles. We've got 8 reps. Let's look at how we do it. Now I've got a tempo here of 1, 1, 1, 4, which means we come down. We're actually going to hold for 4 seconds at the bottom. Sorry, we're going to have our legs nice and straight. We're going to take our hands down to the ground. We're going to walk ourselves out into a plank position. Hold. Bring ourselves back up. And up. And down. Walking out. And up. Got the camera angle where it is so that you can see what I'm doing. Take a look at me at the bottom. I've got my shoulders stacked over my hands. I'm in a nice plank position. Sometimes I have to bend in the hamstrings. But the idea is to try and keep them as straight as possible. That is your walk in and walk out. So I've prescribed 30 seconds rest in between each exercise, I think. Yes, 30 seconds rest. So we'll have a chat while we're waiting for that 30 seconds. The next one is single leg hip thrust, and we're doing 10 to 12 per side. Now, if you find these difficult, we're doing them on the floor. I've got here in the app to do them as thrust, so our back on a elevated surface. But what I'd like you to do is start with the floor, and then if you find that is okay and you're quite strong, then you can move yourself up to an elevated surface. Also, if 10 to 12 is too many and you're losing form, just start with 8 and then gradually work yourself up to 10 or 12. All right, so let's take a look at them. Starting on the floor, what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg quite high, so it's in towards our knee comes in towards our stomach. The other leg, the foot comes right up next to your bottom. Now the knee is in line with the hip on this side, and same on the other side over here. This knee is in line with my hip, and my foot is in line with my hip as well at the bottom. It's not out. Okay. Shoulders back and down. Coming here, we're going to go 8 to 10 on each side. 1, doesn't have to be a big movement. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, take a second, shake it out, and then we're going to go on the other side. So this foot comes in, this foot comes up, and sometimes you're often stronger on one side than the other. Up, 2, 3, 4. If you find yourself slipping, readjust. 5, no rushing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome work. Okay, so that is your single leg hip thrust. Now the next one is our YTLI raises. I'm going to use the stability ball because that's probably the closest piece of equipment that you'll be able to find to have in your home gym. Alright, so if you don't have something like that, perhaps you can stack some pillows underneath yourself, or if you have some sort of a soft box or something like that, you just need your hands free at the front. You can even do it on the floor. You don't have to be elevated. just you'll need to lift your chest up. All right, so we're going to do 8 reps at each. So you're going to lean over onto a surface. Now what I don't want you to do is slump and try and do it from there. You need to plant your feet wherever you are, whether you're on the floor, you need to come back, sorry. Whether you're on the floor, whether you're on a bench, you need to plant those feet into the floor so that you've got a nice stable surface. You also need to activate your lats, so the back of your, in your back, and bring yourself up into this kind of a position rather than being slumped over, all right? If being in a full plank on a ball is too hard, keep the knees on the ground so that you can concentrate on the torso coming up. All right, so our Ys, we're gonna come up for 1, 2, 3, 4, you're feeling this in the back of the shoulders, back of the arms, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're on a ball and you need to, you can also put it yourself against a wall so that you don't feel like you're slipping. All right, then we're going on to our T's. So YT is next. The T is next after the Y. So same position. Holding it nice and strong. From the side, so our hands are out to the side. We're coming up into a T shape. 1. Now the hands need to be so that you can see them in your peripheral vision. Okay, we don't want them back and we don't want them too far forward. We want them just out by our shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, breathing, 7, and 8. So you're breathing out as you lift. All right, the L's, which are the hardest of the lot, because often we're not very strong or mobile in our rotator cuffs. And this is a rotating movement. We're going to start in this position with our elbows, whoops, sorry, bug flew in my face. Starting with our elbows up, we're going to rotate up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome work. I'm just going to turn on the side so you can see the eye. So down by our sides, we're coming up like this. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, if that gets too easy for you, the ways to progress that is to do more reps. So anywhere from 12 to 15 reps, work your way up to, or add a set of really light dumbbells into your hands. I suggest starting with 1 or 2 kilos because when we're doing this kind of rear work with our shoulders and upper back, it's not as strong as other areas of the body. So start light with the weight and work your way up. My suggestion is start by increasing repetitions, then add weight. All right. Now, incline, slow mountain climber. So if you've got a chair or a couch or a bench or something like that, that's what you're going to use here. Put this down here. Give yourself that 30 seconds in between the exercises. Make sure you're catching your breath, grab a drink, keep hydrated before you move on to the next exercise. So the next exercise is elevated or inclined. So I'm going to use this bench here, but you could use, as I said, a table, a park bench, a kitchen chair, a couch, a bed, whatever you can put your hands on the edge of. We're going to do 10 reps per leg, so there's 20 repetitions altogether here. The idea is to keep a nice strong plank and not to worry about how far you can pull the knee in. All right, so let's have a look. Keeping the hands flat on the bench, not on the edge. So flat on the bench. Chest is over our hands. Our shoulders stacked over our hands. We're going to be bringing one leg in at a time. 1, and then the other one. 2, 3, we're using those deep core muscles. 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to avoid this. You don't want to be doing that. 11, 12, keep that nice straight back. 13, 14, driving that foot up. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Awesome work. So that is your slow mountain climber. And we've got one more exercise for the circuit, which is a modified prone back extension. When I say modified, you will have seen back extensions done like this. And of course, if you've got a sore lower back, that can be an issue. What we really want to do is we want to activate our lats and our upper body back muscles and our glutes in this exercise, which is what you're trying to achieve with the other one. I just find this one works a little better. So the tips here is to think about your rib cage coming down and squeezing into the hips, or narrowing the gap between your bottom of your rib cage and the hips as you do it. The other thing is to lift up out of this before you drop your shoulders and load your lats before you pull in. So let's have a look at what that looks like. And I think we've got 8 reps here. All right, so we're going to come out here first. What I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to roll those shoulders back, okay? Load those lats, so you should feel those lats working. And now when you're pulling with your elbows, I want you to have these hands on the floor and I want you to pull. And I want you to feel like your rib cage is pulling down towards your hips. And then release. Lock and load. 2. 3. So I want you to set it up every single time. Up, drop the shoulders back. 4. 5. 6. Lifting up, shoulders come back and down. My lats are engaged. As I pull, I'm pulling my rib cage towards my hips. And last one. Loading my shoulders, rolling my shoulders back, loading my lats. Now I pull in and pull my rib cage down. And let's take that back into a child's pose, just to, if there's any niggly pain in your back. And that there is one circuit of the strength workout. I want you to do that at least one more time through, if not 2 times through. Okay, so we're aiming for 3 sets of all those exercises right there. So do that, and then once you've finished where you want to get up to with that, come back and we'll get into the metabolic conditioning at the end. Okay, how did you go with that? How many circuits did you make it through? Just 1 more, or did you do 2 or 3 more? I'd love to know, let me know. So now that you've finished your mobility and activation, you've done your circuit, which is your muscular endurance circuit, we're going to finish off the workout part of this workout A with metabolic conditioning. So what you're going to do here is you're going to do a modified burpee and you're going to do alternating step ups. Now the rep scheme for this is 4, 6, 8, 12, and then back down to 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. Did I say that right going up? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then back down to 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. So with the modified burpee, you're just going to do straight sets for those. So you're going to do 2 burpees, 4 burpees, and so on. With the step ups, because they're alternating, one step up is 1 rep, and then the other foot is 2 reps, okay? So let's start this. So with the modified burpee, and I'm just going to show you from this direction here, you're going to place your hands onto an elevated platform. So it could be, well, you're going to need to be stepping up onto something. So I'm using the same as I would for my step ups. But if you are using perhaps a staircase or something to do your step ups, then you might want to find maybe the edge of a table or a bench or a chair to do the modified burpee. Alright, but you're going to place your hands on the surface before you step back. So placing your hand on the surface, stepping back, stepping in, and then either a little jump or a little push. You can even jump these out and jump them in if you wanted to. You could go out, in, and just push up, or you could just jump out and walk back in. So you can jump it out, walk back in, and do a little pop. I'm just going to do what I showed you first. So let's start. Let's do this together. So we've got 2 of these to do. Then we're going to do 2 alternating step ups. So I'm going to step up onto a box, press that, down, then switch the legs, step up, step down, and that's 2 reps. So now we're working our way into 4 reps. So let's do that. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to take it 4 up onto the step. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're done. You'll notice with the burpees that I'm also alternating which foot I'm stepping back on and back in on, just to keep things balanced. And we're working up our way up to number 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go straight into your step ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I'm taking it quite slow, and I'm also chatting to you as we go. You stop where you need to and keep going if you need to, and go faster if you need to, or slow down further if you need to. Alright, that was 6. We're going into 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to go into your step ups. I'm just going to switch to a lower box for these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why did I switch to a lower box? Because I want you to use form over speed. Always, even if you're going fast for metabolic conditioning, always make sure that you're doing the exercise properly. Don't eliminate form to make up speed or time or reps. Always train safely. We're working into 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight into your step ups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How are you going? If you're going faster than me, you're probably extremely exhausted right now. Alright, grab a quick drink if you need to. The idea with this metabolic circuit is not to stop as much as I'm stopping to talk to you. So once you get used to this and you've learnt it, I want you to go hell for leather without sacrificing form. We're going into 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 11, 12. That was your hardest one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, that was the hardest. We're going to work our way back down. So the next one will be sets of 10. Catch your breath. Just fix this mat. All right, let's go. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, keeping that nice straight back. 10, straight into your step ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! How are we going? Now we're on to 8 reps. All right. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 8 reps. Now we're down to 6, 4, and 2. You've got this. All right. Are you ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And by now I'm gonna, because I'm doing less reps, it's gonna take it back to a higher step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going. You're almost there. We've got 4, 4, and then 2, and 2. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. 4 step ups. 1, 2, 3, and let's go for gold. Straight into it. 2 reps. 1, 2, 2 step ups. 1, 2, and you are done, girlfriend. Well done. I'll see you in the cool down. Okay, I want you to keep walking around. Bring that heart rate down slowly and safely before we completely stop and do any stretching. So just walk around. You don't have to stay in the one spot like I am. I'm just staying in frame. Go for a walk around and time yourself for 1 minute. Off you go. I'll wait. 1 minute on the clock. Off you go. Walking around. You can swing your arms if you want. Breathe. Bringing it down nice and safely. Just going to move some equipment. Ready for you? Alright. How do you feel? So, I was going pretty slow there in the demo for your metabolic conditioning. So you can speed that up or slow it down depending on your fitness level. Alright. Got 10 seconds to go. Alrighty, that's 1 minute. So we're just going to do a walking quad stretch. So I'm just going to walk across here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just pulling this up, giving it a stretch. Walking, walking, walking. I'll walk back. If you have trouble walking that through, you can just hold on to something and bring that up into a quad stretch standing still. Alright? I want you to do each of these stretches for 60 seconds. Alright. So that's your walking quad stretch. The next one that we're going to do is an upper trap stretch. I'm just going to bend down so you can see what I'm doing because I'm getting off frame. What I'm going to get you to do is take one hand behind your back, one hand over your head. I'm just going to get you to come down like so. You can hold this for 30 seconds each side if you like. Big deep breaths just to keep bringing that heart rate back down. Switch the hands, keep doing that stretch. Okay, so the next one, find a kitchen chair or a couch or a side of a bed. You're going to place your elbows up onto the side of it. Clasp your hands or just put them in a praying position. Sitting back and drop your head down through your arms. You're going to get a nice shoulder extension and a stretch through your lats. Hold that for 60 seconds. Okay. Alright, the last stretch is your 90-90 glute stretch. So let's pop this out of the way so you can see. Pop yourself down on the ground, one foot in front. Now with 90-90, it is your knee directly in front of your hip, your foot directly opposite your knee, and the same at the back. My knee directly opposite my hip, my foot directly opposite my knee, and I'm going to sit up nice and tall out of my hips, and I'm going to lean forward, getting a nice stretch in that front glute. So hold this at the front, stretching the front glute for 30 seconds. Then come up, twist around, and just slightly leaning over that front leg. And this one you're going to feel some tightness in here and probably in your lower back. If you're tight. It's great if you're not. See, I'm not really bending over or anything. It's such a slight, subtle movement, but you will be feeling that in the hips. Okay, take it to the other side. So the front leg on the other side now. My right, probably 90 degrees in front, here and here, at the back, here and here and here, and I'm sitting up tall and leaning over that front, so the front glute gets a nice stretch. Sitting up tall, twisting over that foot, over that leg, and just leaning over a little bit. You'll feel some tightness through your back and like a rubber band feeling around your hip joint here. That is the cool down for workout A. So what I would like you to do is do this workout once a week. I've scheduled it into your app. You'll move on to workout B, and then you'll work your way to workout C before coming back to this workout. So you've got 3 workouts to keep you going. So this is workout A, look out for workout B and workout C.